Ford released yesterday the changes for the 2023 F-150 Lightning, and we're going to talk about it, and spoiler alert, it's not good. Welcome to another episode of Double J's List. When you get a chance, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Today I'm going to talk about the changes for the 2023 F-150 Lightning that were released yesterday, and it's not good. First and foremost, the biggest thing that everyone is complaining about is there has been a huge price increase across the board. I'm going to focus primarily on the Pro trim level because I think that's what attracted a lot of people to the F-150 Lightning when it debuted last year for a price of under $40,000. They've added $7,000 to the price of that. Other trim levels have added up to $9,000. But again, I'm going to focus on the Pro because a $7,000 price increase on a $40,000 truck is now a 17.5% increase in price over 1 year. That's huge. Also, it's worth mentioning, Ford is not honoring the prices for the folks that reserved but have not ordered yet. If you have ordered, you're going to be able to pay the 2022 pricing. If you had a reservation in, even if it was on day one and you still haven't ordered yet, you have to pay the new 2023 pricing. Rivian didn't do this. They honored the pricing for everyone who put a reservation in. General Motors didn't for the Hummer EV. So Ford is doing it their own way, and quite frankly, especially me that was really excited to purchase this, as someone who's also a stockholder in Ford, I'm really disappointed in that move. It's really going to alienate and lose some customers. So what do you get for that new price increase? Unfortunately, not a whole heck of a lot. One of the most surprising things that they tried to bury on the press release kind of deep is they eliminated the AM radio. So now you only have FM, I believe you probably have Sirius XM, and a way to plug in your devices to get music, but no more AM radio. And I think Ford is doing a huge mistake here because truck buyers like AM radio. At least in our market, there's a lot of AM news talk radio and sports talk radio. Here in Buffalo, people love their sports, and the talk radio station is on AM. I think a lot of markets are the same way, and I think truck buyers like sports and news, especially local sports and news. And AM radio is an excellent source for that. And Ford said no more. I don't know why they changed that. I don't know why they got rid of that. Even I listen to the AM radio occasionally if, like, let's say there's a Bills game on, but I have to drive to work. That's the only way you're going to be able to hear it, essentially. So unless there's a way to stream it online somehow through my phone, but it's nice to be able to just get in, hit AM, it's already on the channel that has it, done. Big mistake. So anyway, moving on from that, another thing that they changed, and this is the one positive that I saw, is they increased the range on the standard range battery from 230 miles to 240 miles according to the EPA. I hold off on saying that that's a positive thing because my theory personally, because the press release doesn't go into much detail on how they increased the range, I think that they were able to achieve that through software modification. And I don't think the battery is any physically different at all from 2022. You can make a battery get more range just by making it so when you press the throttle, it doesn't make it accelerate as quick at partial throttle settings. You can make the climate control not be as aggressive. There's a lot of different things that you can do to make an EV battery last another 10 miles without actually changing it physically. And I think that's what Ford did, trying to say, hey, well, look, we got you an extra 10 miles. So that I don't even think is a real improvement, especially it's only 10 miles anyway. It's not even that big of a deal. Moving on from that, they've taken away 3 colors and added 2 more. They screwed up, quite frankly. They had this beautiful bright metallic blue called Atlas Blue. It's gone. They had a color which I believe was unique only to the Lightning called Iced Blue Metallic. ICEED, iced blue, like iced T. Unlike ice, without the D, that's ice blue for Chevy. They called it iced blue. It was more of a silver with like a blue tint in it. It's a very nice color. I was considering it for myself. Well, it's gone now. There was also a dark gray they got rid of. I don't even remember the name of it. I'm not really into grays. And this proves my point. They've added two more grays instead. I don't understand why grays aren't all that exciting. Normally, if you're trying to excite people about a product in its second model year, you show a couple more new colors that are more like exciting, like get people into it. Ford chose gray. Great. And it's especially aggravating because Ford has this color called Eruption Green in their back pocket. They use it on the Bronco and they use it on the Mustang. In fact, it was offered on the second year of the Bronco, and it was one of those things that got the Bronco people really excited about the second year of the Bronco. So they goofed that up. They totally could have just put that color on there. It would have made people really, really excited about the product. So with all these changes, some of the changes that they could have done and didn't, number one, this shows to me that Ford doesn't understand the EV market. Those of us that have owned EVs and those of us that lived in cold climates know that your range is reduced in the winter when you're running your heater, your in-cabin heat in the vehicle. So one of the tactics that people use that have EVs when you're in a cold climate is to use the heated seats and heated steering wheel and turn the heat off inside the cabin if you're really trying to get the most out of your range, if you're in a situation where you're on a road trip or something like that. Unfortunately, Ford doesn't offer heated seats and the heated steering wheel is a part of a low-cost package until you get to the XLT trim level. So you have to go up to a trim, you have to go up from the Pro to the XLT, and then you have to get this really expensive option package. I believe it was over $10,000 to get these heated seats and heated steering wheel. Completely out of touch of what EV buyers need. So this is something they would do on the standard F-150. That's fine. They're trying to get people to spend more on the packages and the higher trim levels, but that's not realistic for EV buyers. Even General Motors got it back in 2017 when they did the Bolt, and they offered heated seats and heated steering wheel as part of the comfort and convenience package for like $1,000. They would, and it reflects when you look at the Chevys in the used car market. Almost all of them have that package because that's what people need. Oh, one other thing that I guess is a positive on the towing technology package, they now have the trailer attach assist or something like that. It lines you up with the ball of the trailer. I thought that was already part of the package, but apparently it wasn't. Now it is. Okay, that's great. I think it was already on the other F-150s anyway. So it seems like, okay, here's another thing that we already had that we should have already included. So that leads me to, what do I do? I've said in other videos, first of all, I've got a video review of the Lightning. If you haven't seen it yet, I got my hands on an XLT standard range. Go watch that video. I do love the truck. However, now that they're charging me an extra $7,000 for the same thing that I could have gotten last year, however, I couldn't get it last year because when they called me, they said I could only get a Lariat or a Platinum. They were not allowing people to order Pros or XLTs at the time they called me. So that makes me think, first of all, that sub $40,000 price was a loss leader. I don't think Ford was making money on it, and I think they did just to purely say, hey, you can buy a full electric crew cab, four-wheel drive EV truck for under $40,000, which really wasn't even true because not many people actually were able to get them. So now they're charging an extra $7,000, which is unfortunate because the way I had spec'd mine out, I was basically talking myself into some features on the base one. I liked the step in the back. I liked both the tow technology package and the other towing package. They added some features that I liked. I wanted the spray and bed liner and the Pro Power package to get the almost 10,000 watts of power, so it works as a generator. I wanted all that stuff. And that would have brought me to about the price of what the truck is now, actually still a little bit under. Here I am now paying the same amount or just a little bit more and getting less. So what do I do? Number one, I just suck it up and spend the money. whether I just get one that's base without the features that I want, or I actually spend upwards of $50,000 for the same truck that it would have cost me a lot less previously. The other option would be to not get the Lightning and wait it out for my reservation for the Silverado EV. They were promising around $40,000 for the work truck trim level, WT they're calling it, and we're going to see what that offers. There's very little information still out on it. I'd like to see how the options and what the costs are associated with that. I'd like to see if that works out, if they follow the pattern of the Bolt and offer the heated seats and heated steering wheel as part of a low-cost package on the very low one. Maybe because GM's been doing the EVs a little bit longer than Ford, maybe they have a better idea of what the market is. Last but not least, I just keep what I've got. So I just put the summer wheels on the Frontier. It's actually looking great. It's pushing 200,000 miles, and it does everything I need a truck to do. Don't drive it very often because it uses a lot of gas, and I primarily drive this because this has been fantastic, quite frankly. That's the vehicle that General Motors gave me to replace my last Bolt. So why don't you leave something in the comments and let me know. Kind of at a loss. I was expecting a price increase, obviously, because of inflation. I wasn't expecting $7,000. I don't think any of us were. So leave a comment, tell me what your thoughts are, what you're going to do. I'd like to hear, and give me a subscription. I'd appreciate that too. Thank you for watching.